Hello and welcome to titaniumtalarstarot, and today I will be doing a how can you help yourself, others, in the world this week video. Alright, so for this I'll be using some concepts from Superconscious Education brought to us by Chris Duncan. I will also be using a deck I wrote myself, which I named the Action Oracle. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple let us get into the cards and concepts. So the first group of individuals, my insight. Let's begin with my insight. So, what's coming to mind for my insight? Well, actually, I went to church today, and today's sermon was all about how if you love God, like in such a way that you want everything that you do to be in honor of God, in alignment with God, you should not fear a thing, okay? Because you're protected by God. You are kept safe and all that. Now, what am I trying to say? I don't know if this is only for Christians, because I have a hard time believing that. There's a lot I can't explain, but what I can explain is that if you believe that you're good, that everything will be fine, everything will be fine. And to that I would, because what came to my mind was the time I spent in my coma. So for those of you who aren't aware of this, when I was in a car accident, when I got to the hospital, the doctors put me in an induced coma to keep me alive while my body was getting better. And all I remember was having taken part in the play that I was doing for class, and next thing I knew, it was like pitch black. Of course, there was time that passed between the play and my accident, but because of shock, I kind of forgot all of that. So now I was in a space where I didn't know what was going on. I was in a pitch black room by myself, and I was like, what is going on? Why am I here? What's happening? Why is no one else here? But I felt safe, and I felt supported. I felt all that. I felt like I was where I needed to be, and there was a reason. Even if I didn't understand it, I just could sense that there was nothing to fear. So about that, I forgot to turn off the fan. Haha. Okay, but anyways, so there was nothing to fear. I was supported. I was in good hands. I didn't have to do anything. But me being a Libra and liking to think, I thought, with the plane passing by as confirmation, I thought a lot. So I was like, where am I? Is this heaven? Is this hell? What is going on? Why am I here? Am I sleeping? Or am I with God? Like, what's happening? But in all of this, I didn't feel any type of stress. It was like, well, whatever happens, happens. I was like, we're good. So, and then slowly but surely I started waking up in my induced coma, and I started seeing parts of my day. And so things started to make more sense then. And I noticed I was in a medical type area, and that things that I had noticed that I wasn't really moving much or talking much or that any of that. So, like, okay, something must have happened. I don't know what, but something did happen. And I was like, okay, but I'm in a place where I'm kept safe and I'm good. That's why I felt supported, right? And so things were good. Now, you have to be able, when you find yourself in a situation that you can't really comprehend the details of, you need to be able to see how you yourself feel in that moment. If you can understand how you feel in any moment, you can basically know what is your point of attraction. What are you calling towards yourself? What are you in? What type of situation are you in? And yada yada yada. And those details, okay? So that is what I have for you guys to know. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you're like, I don't know which way's up, I don't know if I'm awake, I don't know if I'm dead, what am I supposed to do? FYI. Okay, so that was it for my insight. Now, that was it for the end of my insight. So now let us get into the reading, alright? And for this reading, I'll be separating it with the 9 orientations brought to us by Chris Duncan, okay? And with that, let's begin with the perfectionists, the individuals who intuitively know how things should be done in order for them to turn out great. So for this reading, how you can help yourself, others, in the world this week, I will be pulling 3 cards for every single orientation. Alright, so please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my perfectionists, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my perfectionists, please come forward and share how they can help themselves. And you got protect yourself. Protect yourself, protect your thoughts, protect your mind space. Keep it safe, keep it clean. Make sure that others can get to it and ruin it, or, I'm hearing shit on it. Excuse me. Excuse my vulgar language, but, take a dump on it. Make you second guess your value. Now, how can you help the world? How can you help others? Set boundaries. Goes with protect yourself. How can you protect yourself? By setting boundaries and letting people know that doing whatever they want on you is not something that can pass. Ça marche pas. Okay, you deny anything that puts you in a bad light, is what I'm getting. Okay, now notice how I shifted my vocabulary and how I phrased that into a more eloquent way of saying it. So now, how can my perfectionists help the world? Okay, how my perfectionists can help the world is trust in the magic of the universe / God. I should add that on here. Universe / God. It's actually quite interesting because I went to church today, and the main idea that I was getting, that the pastor wanted to give, was that if you really live your life in accordance to God, in wanting to make God your focus and in wanting to make God happy, right? Or please God with your actions, alright? Nothing you want will ever be away from you because your focus is on God, right? And so when your focus is on God, God will repay you. Now, I'm not saying that God is a person. It is an energy. That's the way I see God. Okay, so God, the energy, okay, can create whatever you want. Not only create, it can manifest whatever you want in your life, but you have to be in service of God. It's a how should I say it? the reason why I went to this new church is because it is a reciprocal relationship that I have with God. And in my old church, it was a very monotheist or very one-sided relationship. I didn't feel anything in return, so it was kind of like lopsided. I was like, and I didn't really give much to it, give my love to God. Like superficial love is what I was giving it, but with this church, and now I'm like, this is a relationship I can give to this. So that is the distinction why I went to this church and didn't stay in my old church, because it's a reciprocal relationship in this church. Okay, so be in a reciprocal relationship with God, listen to God, try and live in accordance to what God wants, and you'll see that God will create magic in your life, okay? So that is for how my perfectionist can help the world, all right? By trusting the magic of the universe / God, because once you do, then you'll be able to manifest what you want, and no dream is small enough or big enough, okay? Because God is your source. All right, so now on to my helpers, the individuals who intuitively know how to assist anyone in any situation at any time and anywhere. Now, that's for my helpers. I don't know if I mentioned the perfectionists. The perfectionists are the individuals who intuitively know how to assist anyone in any situation, all right? So, now, on to my helpers. So, the card that I pulled for how my helpers can help themselves is feel your emotions. Okay, and what I was getting the first time is my helpers, if you feel your emotions at any point in time, and if you know what your point of attraction is, because that is what your emotions, your mindset, all of those things, your actions, your mindset, your emotions are indicators. Well, your emotions are indicators of what your mindset is, what your point of attraction is. And so if you are aware of all those details, you will know what you're calling in, and you'll see if you actually want it or if you don't. And then you'll refocus the dial or recalibrate and get so that you can get exactly what you want. Okay. Now, how can my helpers help others? Be appreciative. Be appreciative of what you have. Be appreciative of what is coming. Be appreciative of what has been done. Be appreciative of what you are doing. Be appreciative for what you have. And in the first card, I kind of winked. I was like, oh my God, an 89 card. And I'm born in 89, which made me say, you now know my age. So, I mean, it's a quaint little number. Now, how can my helpers help the world? And I got Dare to Dream, which is interesting because I think I mentioned that earlier in the helpers, or was it the achievers? I'm not sure. But in either case, Dare to Dream. How can you help the world? By daring to dream. No dream when you are... Yeah, my achievers. I had I thought of Dare to Dream in the how can my perfectionists help the world? And so how can my helpers help the world is Dare to Dream, because you are going to show them that by your appreciation of things, you are able to call in more, and because of this, you are being put in a space where you can glorify God more. And when you glorify God more, God would be more of assistance to you. And I was mentioning this, the reason why I changed churches is because in my old church, my relationship with God was one-sided. It was me and only me sending love to God. I didn't really feel the reciprocalness of it. But in this church, the current church I'm going to, the relationship with God that I have is reciprocal. So I'm like, okay, I send love, God sends love. I send love, God sends love. And the more in cahoots you are with God, the more things to be appreciative of it is going to send you. I call it because to me, God is an energy and not an entity, right? So that is it for my helpers. So now on to my achievers, the individuals who intuitively know how to set goals and go about achieving them one by one. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my achievers, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, and you got it. You got have fun respectfully. Have fun respectfully. I'm getting that if you want to make sure that there's no negative backlash to whatever you're doing, make sure that it is respectful of others' perceptions of themselves, of their point of view, and that no one is going to feel and that everyone feels respected and everyone feels like they have a place in your circle, right? Because I feel like there might be, if you are not like that this week, I think that someone might take it the wrong way and they might create more issues than wanted, is what I'm getting, okay? So that was it for my achievers. Now, no, that was not it for my achievers. So now, how can my achievers help others? You got transform. Show them how to transform what they want to transform in the way they want to transform it. I'm getting you have a process. They want a result. Okay, so I feel like the people around you want a result, but you're like, but you can't get a result without a process. So I'm going to give you the process that I have for you to achieve the result you want. Okay, that is interesting. Result. Process. Interesting. Okay, so now how can my achievers help the world? You got, remember, better things are coming. Law of assumption. Law of assumption. They say that when you assume something, you are more likely to attain it because you assume it. So just remember that better things are coming. Better things are on the way. You might not have proof of it yet, but what is belief? Belief is, I can't remember the exact wording. It is actually a scripture in the Bible. It is, belief is like the belief in things not seen, evidence, belief in things that are not seen, evidence of which does not exist yet. It's not exact, it's not word for word, but I know there's a scripture about that. So that was it for my achievers. Alright, so now on to my individualists. The individuals who intuitively know what to place in the center of attention, how long to keep it there, for what aim and what purpose. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my individualists. How can they help themselves this week? And you got trust in God, let go and let God, trust the process. Yep, my individualists are, because I got a feeling you're being impatient about something, and in certain cases I am an individualist and I can be impatient about things. So this is just saying that trust in God, let go and let God, trust the process. Stop fretting. It's coming, it's on the way, it is already yours, baby. Okay, all you need to do is be patient. is what I'm picking up from this. And okay. And it's number 45, which breaks down to 9 in numerology, which means completion, right? Because in tarot, 9s signify completion. 10s signify new beginning. Or, 10s signify, it's like, it's an end. Yes, 10 signify end, while as 9 signifies completion. Okay, the 10 is you starting a whole new chapter. The 9 is a completion of a process, of a cycle. Okay, so trusting God, like going to God, trust the process. It is the last step that you need to do in order to really manifest what you want. Okay, is what this is saying, my gorgeous individualists. Now, how can my individualists help others? I know that life is good to me. Become their mentor. Show them that if life is good to you, then and how you're doing things, then surely if they follow your process, life will be good to them as well. Which, if you trust in God, if you let go and let God, if you trust the process, it is going to happen because you are doing what God wants you to do. You don't want, and I have to specify, the energy of God wants you to do something. It's not a person, it's not an entity, it's not a church, it is an energy. Okay? That surrounds everyone, everything, and all that. So that is how my individualists can help others. Now, how can my individualists help the world? You got rewrite your story affirmation-wise. Start telling yourself a different story. What is it that you continuously repeat to yourself that you can change right now? What are the affirmations you say to yourself that you can tweak to make better? Right? Think about that. Is there a phrase that you constantly say to yourself that you can change for the better? Is what I'm getting. Okay? So that was it for my individualists. Okay, so now on to my investigators. The individuals who intuitively know what to research, when to research it, how long to research it, with what aim and what purpose. So, please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my investigators, please come forward and share. Please come forward and share. How can they help themselves this week? Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my investigators, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. And you got, be vulnerable, my investigators. Be vulnerable. Show your human side. Show them that you're human. You're not just searching and lurking and trying to find something. You are actually a living, breathing human being who has feelings. Okay? And this is going to help you because when other people see that you actually do, you're actually like them. Okay, so am I talking to a coach right now who is, you need to be vulnerable, but not to have them throw you a pity party, but for them to see that if you got yourself out of this situation, they can get themselves out of this situation as well. But you need to be able to be open and honest about how you got to where you got so that they can better get out of the situation that they currently find themselves in. Okay? So, now how can my investigators help others? And you got forgive. Forgive others, for they know not what they do. Was this a case? Were you vulnerable at some point in time with someone, and did they not fully help you in the way that you needed them to, which caused you to shut down? And in this case, my investigators, this is just saying forgive them, for they know not what they do. Or maybe, because I'm thinking of, this might be something I did to an investigator, maybe there was a specific reason why they did it that way, and that you took it the wrong way. And you have to be able to take a third-person degree perspective on this, so that you can see the entire situation, not just the situation from your perspective. Okay? Because I remember that when I did what I did to my investigator, or to someone who is like an investigator to me, it was because I felt like what the investigator was giving me was very superficial. And I'm like, I ain't standing for that. Okay, this is not just a fling. We're going to make something serious, so it is going to take the time that it takes. So please get your head out of your ass and respect me. Okay? So that I can respect you and give you what you want. Give me what I want. Haha. In any case, so that was how my investigators can help others. Now, how can my investigators help the world? You got to eat out. Okay, so I'm getting eat out so that you don't have to wash dishes. But don't eat out. My investigators, don't eat out at like a fast food joint. Eat out at a restaurant where they actually clean their dishes and they reuse their dishes. That is what I'm getting, because at least the water is a renewable energy, whereas paper and plastic cups and dishes are not. Okay? Alright, so please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my loyalists, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my loyalists, please come forward and share. And you got follower. You got visualize the future you want and take aligned, inspired action to achieve what you visualized. And seeing as this is in the sideways, it's coming in quick. Yes, it is. And it's coming in quick because it's not only, it's pointing upwards, right? The number is above, which is a 93, which breaks down to a 12, which breaks down to a 3 in numerology. I can't remember what number 3 is in numerology, but whatever it is, visualize the future you want, because for it to come in quick. Okay? And feel emotion whilst doing it. Okay, is what I'm getting for my loyalists. Now, how can my loyalists help others? So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my loyalists, how can they help others this week? Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my loyalists, please come forward and share how can they help others. Please, God, angels, and guides, and you got take into consideration. Take their perspective into consideration, take their point of view into consideration, take their current situation into consideration, take where they're at into consideration. Don't spare, I'm hearing don't spare any expenses in trying to understand where they're at, okay, to better help them. is what I'm picking up on. Now, how can my loyalists help the world? What am I doing? And you got dumbfound and surprise. Shock them. Give them a good shock is what I'm getting. My loyalists, give them a good shock, and for them to have a pattern interrupt. That's the word. Dumbfound, surprise. I should add that too. Pattern interrupt. Okay. Disrupt their pattern. Make them rethink what they're thinking. Reframe, so that they can reframe their thoughts. Okay. Their thoughts. Alright. So that was it for my loyalists. So now, on to my enthusiasts. The individuals who intuitively know what to be enthusiastic about, and for how long, and for what aim and what purpose. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my enthusiasts, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my enthusiasts, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good. And you got ground yourself. Go outside, put your feet on the ground, walk barefoot on the grass, go in mountains, put your toes in the sand by the lake, have images of beautiful scenery, of lush grass, of rolling hills and lush grass and animals and things of that nature, right? So just put yourself, or at least visualize nature, or being in nature, right? So that was how my enthusiasts can help themselves. Now, how can my enthusiasts help others? You got release others, release release expectations of others. Yes, because I feel like your expectation of what they can do is kind of slowing their progress forward, because you are intuitively, not psychically, affecting them. People don't think they can, but you can. We do have a sixth sense, and it is, some people it's more powerful, but in everyone it's powerful enough to impact other people. So that is what I got for that. Now, how can my enthusiasts help the world? You got respect the world, respect the planet, respect the water, respect trees, respect plants, respect ants, respect, because everything in this ecosystem needs everything else to function properly. Think of your body, okay? Your body is like the planet. You need every single system inside of your body to operate, okay? If you think that bugs are not useful, are germs useful in your body? There definitely are. They are useful in your stomach to digest the food, or should I say to break down the food, so that when it goes into your intestines, it can be, all the nutrients can be cultivated from it, and your body can actually be nourished. Okay, so that was how my enthusiasts can help themselves. Okay, so on to my protectors, the individuals who intuitively know what to keep safe, how long to keep it safe for what aim and what purpose. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my protectors, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides. And you got, be patient and nurture. My protectors, be patient and nurture yourself, because you can't do everything by yourself. But right now, for this, what you need for this project that you're working on, you need to nurture yourself. Be patient with yourself, because you can't do everything by yourself. Okay? You can't help everyone else and help yourself and be able to have enough energy for all that. So you need to be patient and you need to pace yourself. I think I'm going to add that here. Patient and nurture and pace yourself. So pace yourself. Do you have a pacemaker? I don't know why, that just came to mind. Well, because what is a pacemaker? But it creates the pace for your heart to follow. Either case. Okay, so how can my protectors help others ascend or help to ascend? Mentorship. Okay, my protectors. So I feel like for this protector, specific protector that I'm channeling for, I feel like you feel like your time is running out, and you feel like you can't be there for everyone all the time like you used to, and so you're gonna have to pass on your knowledge so that other people can benefit from it. And in which case the mentorship portion is really helpful, because you want to ascend yourself so that then you can help others ascend by teaching them and by mentoring them, right? So now, how can my protectors help the world? Head into something new. So once you get a handle on that thing you're helping people ascend to, and once you have that on lockdown and you've created content in regards so you can remember how to help others do that, then you, whilst doing that, need to find something else for yourself. You need to create some newness within your life, is what I'm getting, so that you can continuously move forward, up and on is what I'm getting. Okay, so that was it for my protectors. Aha. So now, onto my protectors. Now, onto my chameleons. The individuals who intuitively know what intuitive style to use in any given situation. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share how they can help themselves this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share how they can help themselves. And you got, trust the process. In due time, it will get clearer. It will make sense. My chameleons, are you trying to teach your process to someone else? Which would bring me back to mentorship. Trust the process, even for yourself. It will all make sense. It'll all become clear to you in due time so that you can pass on your knowledge to someone else. So trust the process. Let go and let God. Okay. Trust it. You're in divine time. You are in divine timing at this point. Divine timing is at play here. Play here. Okay. That's for how my gorgeous chameleons can help themselves. Now, how can my chameleons help others? Please, God, angels, and guides. How am I shuffling? Anyone for the highest good who has a message for my chameleons, please come forward and share how they can help others. Please, God, angels, and guides. Anyone for the highest good. And you got, what did you get? You got set up, elevate. No, step up, elevate. How you can help others is by stepping up and helping them elevate. Or step up your game so that you can elevate others. Step up their game as well. E. To elevate. Interesting. Alright, so that was how my chameleons can help others. Now, how can my chameleons help the world? And you got, be open to change. Be open to change the way you help them, the way you talk to them, the way you approach the situation is what I'm getting. Okay? So that was it for my chameleons. Now, my gorgeous triple tears. I wish you guys all a very good week, and my gorgeous triple tears. This is all that I have for you guys this week for this video series. If you like this, and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of the studio and the email you can send. The email you can send donations to on PayPal if you feel so called. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I'll see you next Sunday, okay? Bye.